right, marketers, grab your overpriced standing desks and that oat milk latte you love so much, because welcome to Notorious B2B, the only show where we treat LinkedIn drama like breaking news and expose the real B2B marketing sins.
Yeah, think of us like SNL meets TMZ, but for the people who argue about whether gated content is still a thing or not. I'm Task Bober, B2B landing page nerd and lovable troll on LinkedIn.
And I'm Tim Davidson, the guy making TikTok-style videos and cutting fruit on LinkedIn. Together, we're cutting out nonsense and roasting the most ridiculous trends in B2B marketing.
Because if we have to suffer through another 10 things getting engaged taught me about B2B sales, we're taking you all down with us.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Docket. I made some changes to the docket.
Did you?
But it's a big one. It's a big one.
Okay, it's a big one. The first thing I want to do is talk about Notorious B2B and our soft launch that we did. Plug. And we soft launched a few days ago. And instead of asking our many friends who have started podcasts, we've just decided to do it ourselves and just fuck up a lot and redo things a lot.
To be fair, we recorded like 9 episodes in 9 months and did nothing with those. So we had a lot of learning. We had a lot of, those are literally just in the graveyard.
And we'll never see them again. They'll never see the light of day. I don't even know where they are, what we talked about. It was just all a blur. But I'm proud of us that we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
We did all the necessary technology things, again, without asking anyone, which we probably could have done and done a lot faster. But we decided to just make our own mistakes and learn about them. And the feedback, although it is from our friends who do love and respect us.
Would they say
biased feedback. I don't know. I think our friends are pretty honest. Are your friends honest? My friends are pretty honest.
I always preface everything. Be brutally honest or we're not friends or something like that.
Okay. But in this case, I sent it to more people than you did.
Oh yeah. You sent it to like tenfold more.
Yeah. I sent it. Did you send it to anybody? Other than mentioning it on Jake and
I plugged
podcast?
I plugged it. That was an in-person plug, so that counts.
Okay. It was like cut off at the end in that video clip. Okay. So I did all the soft launch promo for it.
You got more friends than me though.
That's not true. That's not true.
I have one friend. 3. I have 3 friends.
I mean, my real life friends, I have like 2 or 3, but my LinkedIn friends, I have many. That's different. So I sent it to a bunch of LinkedIn friends, less real life friends, because they just don't care about B2B drama and they're like, what's B2B? So
yeah, true.
We're getting rid of those friendships. But the initial feedback, which I did send you quite a bit, right? Fun. And so some of the feedback that we got, we're going to read right now, which scroll in. Okay, here we go. First one, more content like this, please. Every time I see a Zoom podcast, I'm like, oh God, here we go. Some boring ass shit show. Nah, this is fire. Pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. So we set the expectations low, but then people like it. Okay. Then next person, I don't even listen to podcasts I admire, like Bussin' with the Boys or other random barstool shit that makes me laugh. Just Twitter sound bites is all my attention span has room for. I don't know how credible this person is because
Jeez.
Eric
Twitter
Holland
sound bites.
Of We're Not Marketers. He's hilarious because I'm like, well, are you a credible source if you don't listen to podcasts, even the ones that you like, and you listen to Twitter sound bites? Eric, if you're listening, we gotta like up the game here. But Notorious B2B might be my thing. Not thing.
Thing. Yeah, this person's out. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Person.
Now, no, I'm not going to mention names, but this podcast is approved by the mic back is y'all have the perfect dynamic and pacing. I truly love it. And not just because I'm a fan. And if you don't like it, you just have bad taste.
Ooh.
Okay. And then the final one, I could not love this more. Love that you started with talking about Kaylee. So shout out Kaylee again. So yeah, that is some of the initial feedback that we got. We also did get, again, from Eric. He gave us a pros and cons list, which my favorite, Eric had a lot to say. Eric Holland of We're Not Marketers podcast. So, he has some experience in the podcasting area. Pros, hot goss, hot hosts. Thank you. Great chemistry. Fire branding. Shout out Lay, our editor. Shout out. Cons, we didn't spend enough time on Apollo and Seamless. Although I listened to it again this morning and I was like, But then we also covered a lot more in the Circle Back segment, episode 3.
You didn't listen to both. That's why.
Yes. And the third one's not out, so he can listen to it. And then Tim's a bit reserved compared to what we see him say on LinkedIn. Overall,
I feel about that.
But
Not sure how I feel about that.
I think everybody just expects you to be just constantly surrounded by fruit and swords.
Am I unhinged? Like, I don't understand. I don't think I'm that bad. Like,
No.
I don't even swear. I say fudge. Like, I don't even swear.
I know. The reason this podcast has an E rating is because of me.
I've sworn. Let me be clear.
Okay. Anyway, so now numbers wise, with my very small little baby friends following, who really came through for us, by the way. Okay. YouTube is where you can find us. Spotify, Apple, some other places, but like who listens to other platforms other than these 3? I don't know. But YouTube, 9 subs. We've got 23 views on the first episode and 18 views on the second episode. Okay. Pretty good.
We're close to that ad revenue. Real close.
We're real close to the ad revenue. On Spotify, which we had to re-upload the episodes, we have 8 followers, 15 total platform plays, and we had 11 5-star reviews. Our friends came through.
One was me.
And me. Not
Hey, that's the game, right?
That is the game.
That's the
and
game.
two people left comments, which was really sweet. They were like,
sweet.
is it hokey? I'm like, no, it's sweet. I didn't ask you to leave a comment. So I appreciate that. But we haven't even promoted it yet. So my plan is, as of April 10th, so next week, I'm just going to post our our intro.
I was going to say, what happens if we don't promote it? Like, what if we're anti-promotion?
Just keep organic.
What if the plan is, don't listen to this podcast, it sucks?
I don't like that plan.
No, it's like reverse psychology though. It's like, don't click me. It's like...
Okay, so the post that I'll make next week is, Tim and I have decided that we are anti-promotion. So this is a post telling you that we are definitely not promoting our new show. Do not go to Spotify or YouTube. Definitely don't watch rather than listen.
It's not bad. I think it's good. I think it'll kill.
Okay,
that's what I'm going to do.
You should launch it with a skit though. You need a skit.
I'm just going to create a video like I do and then like happily like put that up for some reason. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm just listening to this podcast. Cool.
Ooh, you should do that. Well, send me the link too, because I don't always watch your videos.
Yeah, you don't watch any. I can see. I can track everything.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You can see if I've watched it?
Oh yeah. I use tons of LinkedIn automation, so I can track everything.
Yeah. Okay. We do have a docket. You have a lot of explaining to do to me because I did not do my homework and listen to the podcast and everything else that I was supposed to do. So you're going to explain to me and anybody listening, all 9 of our friends, what we're covering first. No. Oh, are you feeling it? You're like,
no,
shit.
I feel, I'm not sure if I don't know how I feel, to be honest. All right. You know who Chris Walker is?
I have an idea for the people that
He's
may
like
not.
B2B God, if I'm being honest. Like that's what people think. He's B2B. He's got great hair too. Don't get me wrong. Essentially, started Refine Labs, whatever, in 2020-ish, 2019. He moved on to his new company, Paceto, about a year in. So his last podcast, April 3rd or 4th, he comes out and says basically that he is moving on from his company. He's still like an investor or whatever. He's still like the owner of these companies. He's kind of gone down like a spiritual path. He can see into the future. Don't quote me on this, but if you listen to the podcast, he gets these tingling fingers and then he can see into the future. And the last month or so, he's been traveling and he's been just feeling better about himself. And he has this kind of spiritual growth path right now. So he's kind of going down a different route where it's about journaling and spiritual. I don't even know how to explain it because it's more of just like a spiritual thing.
You sent me a clip, which we should play.
Yes, we should.
And
you got to listen to it, to be honest. The episode he did.
The podcast.
Yeah. And obviously we can't play it on this because it's too long, but
he talks about it during the entire thing.
Not the entire thing. He kind of gives the background on it, explains that their podcast is making a change. Like he's moving on to this new thing. He's still gonna be posting on LinkedIn. He's got a new vibe. And if I'm being honest, I kind of like him better now. A one-way roller coaster of friendship with him because he doesn't even know who I am probably. So at first I loved him because he made it safe for everyone to say no to lead gen in like 2020. Right. He came out with the whole thing and just took B2B by storm. Yep. Loved him. Did that. Kind of went down a route of, I wouldn't say he's mean, but it felt like he was standoffish. I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's a great guy, but there was this whole, I think there was a meme at one point, like if you saw him comment on your post, it was kind of like the Jaws theme started playing, like doing it. Like he was coming after you. Like everything was it just seemed like everything was kind of negative. Like he was just kind of bashing everything except for, demand gen. Again, I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm just saying what I could see and just from his kind of point of view of the way he was doing things.
Okay, let's play this clip. It's just a short clip. 25 seconds of what he was talking about. Okay, let's go.
Just play it. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, beginning in 2020, I would have these things happen to me where the first sign would be my fingertips would start tingling, and then it would feel like there was electricity like running up my veins. And then I would basically like be able to see and go into the future. And it was mostly business related at that point. So when I did the first.
Okay. So he can see into the future.
No. See and go into the future. That's a key word, the go into the future part.
Go into the future.
Yeah. And now he wants to like teach people how to do this. And I guess it's like a thing.
He's going to teach people how to.
I don't know about going to the future, but he's going to teach.
I thought when you told me about that, I thought you meant he's going to teach people how to get to that point in business, but he's going to teach them like a spiritual leader.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I mean, he hasn't come out and said like what he's going to actually do like in that sense, but let me show you something else.
Okay.
So these are his Instagram stories.
Okay.
If you know of Chris Walker on LinkedIn, the stuff does not sound like him. Everything you need is already inside you. It's like, and some of it's business stuff, right? Like your clarity creates speed. I get that, but it's becoming more spiritual, talking about beliefs and just like, it's just weird stuff for him.
Wow.
I did not expect.
Interesting.
Okay. By the way, they're called Magic.
Wait, so that's his account? Magic is his account?
No, his account is Chris Walker.
Okay.
His Instagram story, you know how like you have a little compilation? It's called Magic.
It's called Magic. Okay. So in this, he is talking about if you believe it can't happen, it never will. And you'll find evidence confirming bias, which I actually have read and seen those things before. But he's basically saying everything you already need is inside you. We're becoming more like philosophical versus, tactical and business. And like, he's gone from like Alex Hormozy style to like straight Buddha.
Yeah. He's changed his whole mindset. And I kind of like it, if I'm being honest. Like I do like it. It's not what I expected. Which is
what makes it notorious.
I guess. But I also, I think this is also the kind of telltale story, of like create a big business, get a bunch of money. It's not fulfilling. Start a new company to fill a void. You go be a philanthropist or spiritual guru or drug or something like, like the San Francisco is like, oh, I'm taking ketamine doses, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. The Elon way.
Ketty doses.
So Ketty doses. I mean, this is not an uncommon path, I feel like, for many successful people, because the minute you hit like FU money status, then you can start, then you realize like that's not fulfilling. So what is my next purpose in life? It's almost like he's checked the box. So once you've checked that box, it's hard. I think with people who are just born with kind of innate drive, you just like chase after this goal, you achieve it, and you're like, okay, well, I have another like third of my life to go, half of my life, more than half of my life to go. What am I going to do now? And so then they go into this. It's like that Netflix documentary, the one with that millionaire guy who sold like PayPal or something. No. And then he's like trying to like live forever. That's his whole thing.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, exactly. So he's just gone down this path.
Like that's.
But it's like, you have so much time on your hands. What else are you going to do? So like now Chris will hit the success thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so
he's got a few money now. He can do whatever he wants.
Now he's like, I'm bored. I kind of don't want to do this all over again. Not bored. That's not his reasoning for it, I'm sure. But now he's there has to be a higher purpose and reason for us being here rather than just like money and B2B and demand gen.
Yes. Now he says he's still LinkedIn. He's still going to be starting something. So that's what I'm very curious about. Where's the tie-in of the business and the spirituality thingy? I mean,
what if this is just like coming full circle and he's just going to sell courses on LinkedIn on how to grow on LinkedIn?
I'm not I don't doubt that. Like I could see that. You become a guru or whatever, and you start losing all your money, and you gotta sell courses. This is what happens.
Yeah,
Let's see what
where
happens.
he heads up his commune and who follows him there. He does have some loyal people. It's kind of like
very loyal people.
If you ever come after Chris Walker, like you're screwed.
That's why I'm scared of this, to be honest. So, Chris,
you're scared to cover
I'm saying
it?
I actually like you better now. So
like, don't send your boys.
Don't do that.
I mean,
we're friends.
Maybe one day we'll be famous enough where he can come on here and tell us himself, and we'll have nothing to say because we'll be too scared to retaliate.
No, I got spiritual stuff in me. I could do that. I could play the game.
Okay, you'll have to do that. I'll sit here and be like,
you don't know how to notebook.
A fly.
You're not a notebooker.
Not a notebook. So yeah, we'll see what he ends up saying if we ever have a chance with him. But yeah, good for him.
What we got?
Hey,
move on.
People have
Chris Walker. Moving on.
Okay, you said not to cover this, but I feel like maybe we should, right? And
What?
not like cover, but in our urgent all hands, I kind of saw this wave that happened this week, which is
Big week
for job changes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So we're talking people moving from company to company, people who are external consultants who have moved back in. I will mention names. I promise.
No, I'm saying these are names. Like it's not like just like some person that we never heard of. Like these are some names that you'd be like, oh wow, this is interesting. It's like Chris Walker moving. Basically.
Yeah, people are going to be like, what's the big deal? Isn't LinkedIn the job site? Why are you guys announcing all the people who are changing positions? But
that's fair.
But I think that these are some well-known companies, well-known names, and it's just good to be in the loop, right? So obviously one is Chris Walker saying, I'm pursuing Enlightenment over Paceto, right? Isn't that the last company? That is notably the best job update.
100%.
Kyle Lacy, for anybody who doesn't know, was this
guy
at Jellyfish. I've never met him. Have you?
I have. Great guy.
Okay. All right. Never met him.
Met him once.
He did tell me, because I told him that my husband thought LinkedIn was cringe, and he said, send your husband to me. I'll talk to him. I'm like, that's okay. Thank you. He left Jellyfish and now he's the CMO of
Docebo.
Is it Docebo?
Oh, is it Dokebo?
It's
Adobo? Is it the seasoning?
Okay. See, you did this to me last time, and now I've been going around calling Clark Barron Barong. Okay. So Docebo?
I don't know. Doesn't
Anyway,
matter. They're NASDAQ though.
Yes. So good. So you went from this company to notable.
A learning
company,
platform.
So.
He was at the Llama one before. So I think that's his background.
That is his background. Okay, cool. Congratulations, Kylie. We're going to say nothing more about that.
Yep.
This one was an interesting one, which is TACK by Mark Kilens and Nick Bennett. They kind of announced simultaneously that they are shutting it down. Mark is going in-house. He's going to be the VP of marketing at
Llama, actually.
Mark, This is Mark's post. Got some news to share. I'm going back in-house. I loved building TACK for the last 2 years. So many wins and learnings. Could not have asked for a better partner. My friend Nick Bennett. We accomplished a lot. And he goes into the background of, why he decided to make this shift. By the way, we will put all the posts that we reference in these episodes in the episode descriptions. That's one of the improvements we'll make so that you can kind of follow along or go look at these posts yourself. But as of today, he is leading the marketing team at Easy Llama. He will still be doing a lot of the learning in public, sharing his ideology, which is the people first go to market, still doing his newsletter, still going to do his podcast, the GTM news desk. And I think that he's also going to continue the community. So I'm going to be very interested to see how he's going to tackle this full-time big role and still do all of this stuff. So my first thought was like, he's going to do that now. Can he continue to sustain that? But, congratulations, Mark. But the minute I saw this post, I was like, oh, what's Nick going to do? And so Nick put out a post and he's taking a little bit of a different direction with this. He is not going in-house. So if I had to speculate, which is what this entire podcast is pure speculation, no sources or credibility at all. I'm going to say Mark obviously got the opportunity, told Nick, I have to step back. I can't not take this opportunity. And so Nick Bennett says big news. He's stepping away from TACK after 2 incredible years. They built a ton of stuff together. You can go read the list. He thanks Mark for being an incredible partner. But now Nick is going to...
It sounds like he is going in-house though.
No, he doesn't have something solid right now. So with him saying...
he's looking for something.
He would love to, work with a company ideally B2B SaaS or tech, Series A later, or scaling startups. But I think he's saying here in the bottom, I'll be continuing to support a few clients and have room for another 2 or 3. But he's also open to new opportunities.
Yeah.
So I took his as more, hey, I'm going to continue to do the client thing. And I took Mark as more, I'm going in-house.
I think Mark had something lined up. I think Nick doesn't. And he's looking, if he gets a bunch of clients, he might just stay doing what he's doing.
Exactly.
But if not, I think he's opening it up for see what happens.
To see what happens. Yes, which is fair. Are we going to speculate on why they decided to end TACK? Do you think it was as simple as Mark got an opportunity and went? Do you think there was some kind of falling out, which is also possible?
It's always possible. We don't know. It's a very speculation. Maybe it didn't work out well. Maybe it was working too well. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. We should ask them. But
we should ask them.
Like we said, Mark got a job essentially first, maybe. So maybe it was just an opportunity you couldn't pass up.
Yep. Yeah.
Just that things too.
Yeah. Very interesting. But that is kind of that piece. But now we're going to talk about Apollo, which if you remember from episode 2, we covered their company page being down, which by the way, still down.
Still down.
Still no comms around it outside of the post that was now 3 weeks ago. And so some interesting things have happened now 3 weeks after this whole fiasco that happened with them. One, we got Zoë Hartsfield. You know what's funny is that I have seen these people over and over again on LinkedIn, but have not needed to say their names out loud. So these are like sometimes the first times I'm saying their names. So apologies if I ruin it. But so she's leaving. She worked at Apollo for a good chunk of time, actually right around the time I started posting on LinkedIn. So a couple of years now, did a bunch of stuff. She's like a notable, like quote unquote influencer in the space. She does the whole Oscar speech, right? We did great. I'm leaving, Thanks a bunch of people. And as for what's next, she's going to take a sabbatical. But she says, hey, I'm a W-2 girly at heart. So best believe in a few months, I'll be back at it and trying to figure out a full-time role. But for the next 3 to 6 months, I'm just chilling. So good for her. Love that. I love when people take sabbaticals. I had a former boss who is like a huge advocate for it after being burnt out. And
you can do it.
Yes. If you can afford it, absolutely do it. 6 months is not going to change anything, career wise. So I'll be interested where that's, where that heads out, whether it's
everyone's gone now.
Coincidental timing. Well, there's one more person in here. So Joshua Garrison also announced that he was leaving Apollo around the same time. So his was 2 days, hers was a week. All things, his post says, while all good things must come to an end and my time at Apollo ended last week, extraordinary chapter of my career, so grateful, talks about some highlights that he did. And then in 2.5 years, which is around as much time as Zoë was there, built a brand, did a bunch of stuff. Well, what's next? For the immediate future, I'm doing fractional work with companies I believe in, talking to people doing interesting things and getting my hands on clay and some other stuff. So if you or someone you know is looking for me, someone who knows how to help a company grow, drop me a line. I'd love to chat. So one's going sabbatical. The other one's going fractional, which is interesting. Looks like he already has some clients lined up. And so this is just an interesting topic because of the timing of it all. 3 weeks ago, Apollo gets kicked out of LinkedIn for violating their terms of service with the data scraping. Then 2 like kind of known employees leave 3 weeks later. And I don't know if you remember, but sometime last year, the entire like social or community team left en masse. And I don't know why I was not like fully in the tea at the time, but it was a very interesting development that had happened. And so it's kind of like, what is going on behind the scenes at this company? It
doesn't look good. I don't know, but it doesn't look good. I think
it does not look good.
It's quite the trend.
Yes.
It's quite, because their whole, like, I remember this was, it was about a year and probably 4 months ago when they were just hiring like crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely hiring like crazy. The whole Apollo versus ZoomInfo thing was going on. Everyone was loving Apollo, blah, blah, blah. Big buzz. They were doing all this silly stuff on social, big team. Then it's just like over the last year and 4 months, everyone that was there, it's gone.
Yeah.
You shut down the company page.
Shut down the company page. For me, this is, and some of the people leaving and stuff like Zoë and Josh or whatever could just be coincidental timing and them just knowing people and opportunities come up, whatever. It could be that. But just given a little bit of the history, I wonder, there's obviously some kind of cultural piece that's happening. There's some kind of organizational way that things are running that either people don't like but I mean, 2.5 years in tech is like decent tenure at a company, I feel like too, at the same time. So we don't know, but they've had a lot of drama for that, for the company, PR drama the last few weeks. It's just all happening very close together. If it rains, it pours kind of thing. But I did get some texts of people saying, what's going on over there?
Well, you can only see from the outside, but the question is, are they jumping ship or did they get blamed?
Ooh.
Company page is technically a marketing thing. Technically, usually.
So it's like quietly resign.
Which I'd be like, I'm trying to get that severance. So
That severance. That
maybe
will
they did.
make my sabbatical
Maybe they did.
real nice.
Taking that severance. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
I want 6 months off.
Yeah, I mean, someone has to be the fall guy. And
Well,
maybe that was it. Maybe that was it.
Nah, there's no way they're going to come out and be like, it's all Zoe's fault.
Speaking of blamed, let's do a little circle back on Rippling and Deel real quick. Okay. I know we've talked about this for 3 weeks now. So I'm going to read this little thing from their affidavit, but this is what it says. In the sworn affidavit filed in an Irish court, former Rippling employee Keith O'Brien testified. So we have a name now. I don't think we had a name last time. Testified that while still working at Rippling's Dublin office, he was recruited by Deel's CEO, Alex Bouaziz, I can't say his name, to spy on Rippling. O'Brien recalled being enticed with a James Bond style role. So some of this information we've already heard, some will be new, but what I love most about the latest update is that it's a little bit dramatic. Okay. So he was paid in both flat currency and cryptocurrency, which we talked about last time, and done so in exchange for passing on confidential information about Rippling's operations. His affidavit also describes dramatic moments, including when he was confronted with a court order at Rippling's office. In response, here's some new stuff. He locked himself in a bathroom, wiped his phone to factory settings, and later destroyed it on the advice of Deel's legal team. We did not know that that's what the Deel told him to do. Yes. So they said, run to the bathroom, reset your phone, and destroy it. Whatever you do, just try to get that done. Okay. Rippling claims that it caught O'Brien by setting a fake trap, a dummy Slack channel. O'Brien's search for information in this channel served as proof that he was spying. Okay. Bloomberg reports that amid the escalating legal battle over the espionage allegations, Deel's head of communications, Elizabeth Diana, who had been with the company since 2021 and previously led comms at Instagram and held a senior role at Facebook, resigned. And the change comes in the wake of controversy. So she resigned, probably took the blame. I don't know why the head of comms would take the blame, but she did. And she left. So there's always a fall guy. And in this case, we actually know she's the fall guy. Elizabeth, Diana, really sorry you took the fall. Hopefully you got a nice package on the way out. But this is just all a very interesting situation. So Keith O'Brien, James Bond, destroyed his phone on the advice of Deel's legal team. And that's kind of the latest update there. What are our thoughts?
To add some insight there.
Ooh.
Amidst all this, right? Deel's kind of in some legal issues. Rippling is currently looking for their next funding round, which is very, very smart in my opinion. Our biggest competitor just taking them down, essentially. We got James Bond in cuffs, and they're looking for a $16 billion valuation.
16 billion.
16 billion. Like, imagine that. Just be like, hey, we're already the market leader. The people that have been, nagging at our ankles are shit in the bed right now. Let's get some new funding.
Let's get some funding.
Let's go. Let's take advantage. Why not?
Let's get a Ketty Dosey budget going.
Well, Ketty Dosey.
Little Ketty Dosey. Wow. I mean, extremely sly, but that's business, I guess.
The Deel CEO is he went through YC Combinator, so did the Rippling CEO. But YC Combinator is known for not illegal stuff, but like pushing the boundaries, like telling their founders to push the boundaries a little bit. Don't go to jail, but push a little bit. Like push the boundaries a little bit. It's not like there's speculation around it, but both of these CEOs are known to do some out of the box stuff. Not jail binding, but flirting with it.
One side went jail.
One went a little too far.
Yeah, one went a little too far.
So the question is did maybe the Deel CEO just went too far? Like he was already kind of in that mindset, but like he just went a little too far and got caught. I mean, that's the biggest thing. He got caught.
That's the biggest thing. He got caught.
That's the thing. This stuff probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
You just don't get caught.
You just don't get caught.
It's really, really
very interesting. That's like Sahil probably is trying to plant Sahil Patel, who is the CEO of Spiralize landing page company. And so I'm just making a joke that he is trying to plant somebody at the Scroll Lab, which would be extremely hard considering I don't have any full-time employees, but
pay me.
We have a lot.
Pay me in crypto. I got an in.
Yeah, you got an in.
I got an in.
No, I'm kidding. Sahil is amazing and we're very good friends. So I'm just kidding. Maybe that's his in. Okay, next. Yeah, so no updates about Seamless and Apollo other than the people leaving, but we're still regarding their company pages, they're still down. LinkedIn took them down a month ago because of some data. What was it? Data scraping that violates their terms of service. The pages are not back up. We've had one post from the CEO of Apollo that said, yep, the page is down. By the way, we're going to continue to sell to you. P.S. Nothing since. And we're going to keep covering. It goes by without an update. Seamless hasn't even acknowledged it. So
I don't think anyone cares anymore. Like it's just gone.
Does no one care? Yeah, because Rippling and Deel happened right after.
Well, that's
lucky bastards.
Yeah. Did Apollo tell so everyone kind of forgets? Maybe. No.
Maybe. Okay. I don't think we have time to cover everything. We have 3 minutes. I got a hard stop. But we have a few things. But the one notable thing that happened and got a lot of buzz on LinkedIn is that I actually already have these open. So we're going to look at them together. The co-founder of HubSpot, Dharmesh Shah, had posted about this MCP, which is Model Context Protocol moment, which is him basically saying at some point, AI is going to be able to talk to like all other tools in the market. So you should be able to just open up ChatGPT and say, hey, go into my HubSpot and find me this lead and blah, 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 right? So without using the wrappers, just from the ChatGPT interface, being able to connect to any tools and doing multiple things like, hey, go to Fathom and, find this transcript and then go to HubSpot and update it, just doing things like that, more conversational open. So he had posted this and said, this is the future. This is where I see it going. It's not great right now and still requires some setup, but like that's where I see it going. And it's going to be a big moment for us in the advancement of AI. Meanwhile, Ash Samhuri, CEO of Active Pieces, this is exactly what his company does. His company basically connects AI to all of these other tools. He has 280 plus connectors right now. So on Dharmesh's original post, he had just commented and said, hey, we do this and we've made all our connectors open source and we're growing, so hey, look at, let's collaborate on this and build a vision together. This one comment and Dharmesh Shah messaged him and invested in him and their company, even though their company is profitable and they're not even fundraising, but now they have the backing of the founder of HubSpot. And obviously that post did extremely well for them. But what I want to talk about here is just the power of one being present on this platform, because everybody loves to say LinkedIn is so cringe and like la-di-da-di-da. Okay. And everyone's like, oh, whatever. What are the types of opportunities that happen? This is the kind of shit that happens. Obviously not to this magnitude, but like this is a great kind of the epitome example of things that can happen.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think the problem with that though is that was one time. I'm sure this has happened before, but it's like how many people pitch their stuff in the comments all the time? A lot of people. Yeah, I know. The product seems like it was perfect. So yes, I agree that matters. And this is actually making me think like, oh, I should probably just shoot my shot in every freaking comment now.
No, well, obviously.
That's what we're telling people.
No,
right?
No, that is not what we're telling people.
You should buy our lead gen funnel, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, that was like serendipitous timing because he happened to find his post to even comment on it and talk about that, right? It was just a good marriage. But if you just look at collectively our presence on LinkedIn, I've been posting for 2 years now. And would I've ever had the opportunity to like work with a company like Calendly before that? No, I would have never thought of that. You have like, you're cutting fucking fruit on LinkedIn and you've partnered with a bunch of brands. You and I have, you know, solo businesses and then can fuck around and do podcasts like this because we continuously show up and we've been at the right place for a long time, even if it wasn't the right exact moment. You know, we just kind of are hanging around, consistently showing up. And for them, it kind of fucking worked in a big way.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of the power of being around, you know?
Yeah, LinkedIn. I mean, that's a good point. You can't. There's no debating.
Do not
LinkedIn
go
kills.
and spam people in the comments and say bye for me.
Well, that's
Like-
the thing, right? Like it was a perfect time, but to your point, you got to show up. I mean, it just
Yes.
Because even if you do just spam the comments, I mean, you might get a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe like, oh yeah, actually, because that's the thing. There's probably a bunch of people that clicked on like
Yeah.
commented, but he clicked on that product and that product was perfect.
Yes.
There's a
exactly.
combination there, right? Like if the product was shit, he's not going to do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So it's like if someone posted something like, oh, you know, I just have no idea how to like use LinkedIn for ABM. And then I'm like, oh, you should talk to Tim Davidson. And then you're like, hey, this is exactly what I do. That is the perfect marriage. We're talking about topical, but not like if someone's like, hey, here's a selfie. And you're like, hi, I'm Tim. I sell LinkedIn ABM ads. What's the difference there?
Yeah. If someone's
like,
asking. Yeah. It's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, you see those all the time. Like I need a freelancer. I need help with positioning, blah, blah, blah. And like people just kind of put their stuff out there. That's what you should do.
As part of our improvements for our episodes, Tim and I are coordinating our outfits. This was totally unplanned. We actually
You can't even see me.
We can see you, trust me. And
Army.
yeah,
It's
the
like,
orange
it's camo.
It is not camo. Okay, I'm so late for my hard stop call, but
No hard stops in B2B. Pod. All right,
pod.
let's start.
Okay.
All right. Peace up. A-Town down.
Peace out. And that's a wrap on Notorious B2B, where we expose the nonsense and remind you that most B2B marketing is just a very expensive guessing game.
Don't and post a passive aggressive LinkedIn poll about it. We'll still find you.
And if you have B2B drama we should cover, slide into our DMs. We accept screenshots, leaked internal memos, and questionable brand rebrands.
Until next time, keep your marketing unhinged and your LinkedIn bio free of the words growth hacker. See you later.
Later, skater.